Tell me about yourself. People who know me best would say that I always help to motivate them through my personality. Personally, I find that accurate in that I always carry a smile on my face. Being benevolent and always positive goes a long way in retaining my relationship with other people. I really do my best to create a resonant work environment where everyone can be welcomed. If you're going to work with me, I'll make sure to make it the best time you've ever had in the team. However, personality is only one facet of myself. The values in which I really believe in go a long way in shaping who I am. The two core values I really value myself on are honesty and perseverance. Honesty, because I respect those who take responsibility for themselves, and perseverance, because that is something that sums me up in one word. Academics-wise, I'm currently an actuarial science and risk management major in Temple University's Fox School of Business. I'm also enrolled in the University Honors and Fox Honors program, as well as a regular member of Business Honors Student Association and Gamma Iota Sigma's events. My interest in actuarial science stems from the fact that it is a fairly interdisciplinary major in which it combines elements of both finance and math, something that really interests me. I'm also active in the before mentioned Business Honors Student Association and Gamma Iota Sigma chapter, which is our risk management and actuarial science student professional organization. Overall, I am currently on the quest to acquire as much human capital as I can and relevant professional skills, as well as gaining knowledge of actuarial and risk management industry roles through my professional development here at Temple. Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. Working at times is a lot about flexibility. When I was a junior in high school and I played football, my coaches had requested I move from offensive line and play defensive line and long snapper instead, as we were short personnel in those departments. I'm not gonna lie, switching positions was hard, although to me it was definitely worth it in that I learned new skills and reinforced my ideal that no one man is bigger than the team when it came to the team's best interest. That is still one ideal I hold to this day. To me, however, it was more than just the team's best interest. It was my self-awareness that I found out how really flexible I really can be, and that was just a big bonus in addition to helping my team out. Tell me about another significant accomplishment in your life. One accomplishment that really resonates with me is the journey that I took to reach this point, and where I am now at college, and how truly far I've come. In freshman year in high school, I was much less accomplished than I was right now. Sure, I was on the accelerated track, but I had no idea on what I really wanted to do with my life. That really changed sophomore year, when I started taking advanced placement classes and other harder classes in general. It was then that I really chose to embark on a trek that would take me to where I wanted to be. I really chose classes with the goal that they would make me a very well-rounded person. One thing that I feel hindered me throughout this journey was the fact that my courses weren't paying many immediate dividends, in that I didn't receive any immediate rewards for my efforts, except for the praise of my parents. Overall, I believe that my motivation to power on through these years have dramatically shaped who I am today. I have a penchant for perseverance, which is one of my core values to this very day. I have a great education, which helped me earn a near full scholarship to Temple University, and most of all, I think my winding journey has helped me shape myself into someone who can be competitive in the job market we have today. Tell me a time about when you have failed. Recently, me and my team concluded a project in which we attempted to determine why a certain band or singer would have the greatest longevity for the years to come. When my professor stipulated that our project be compared to each other, the challenge was really on. We were going to get the best grade in the class, bar none. So, I worked on this project night and day. I contributed ideas to the group and planned my whole day around working on this project. A group of us even stayed up till 4:45 in the morning, the day of the presentation, to rehearse and make sure everything went as planned. Then, when the time finally came, we delivered, or so we thought. 2 days later, we got our grade, 96%. A great grade to be sure, but not the highest one. While we have failed in our objective in achieving the highest grade in the class, we did end up receiving a great grade, the one that many would be definitely envious of. However, we didn't receive the best grade, and to me, a quest to be the best is definitely something that sums me up perfectly. And in this case, since we didn't reach our goals in terms of grading, it to me it is a failure. Tell me about a time where you had a conflict with someone else. When I was in AP Psychology, my senior year, we had a group project that constituted a significant portion of our grade, was very important and complex, and it also had a tight deadline. Naturally, our teacher didn't let us pick our partners, so we ended up with random ones. Over a few weeks, we had our normal task conflict that is healthy for a team, and no relationship conflict. As we all know, task conflict is great, and relationship conflict is not. Unfortunately, a situation arose which had the ability to become such a relationship conflict. Long story short, one of our group members did not want to pull his weight or do his part in the project. We had assigned him to do a research and summarize certain sector of the textbook we had used in class that year, which constituted part of the assignment. And he actually happily took that assignment and actually had suggested that he do that section himself. However, when the time came to present to each other our research, he didn't have it ready. In fact, when we confronted him about his lack of productivity, he proceeded to explode on us and blame it on us as a group for not having helped him with his assignment, despite the fact that the guidelines were clear and he was to do it himself, and also despite the fact that he had never asked for our help. Although I was somewhat taken aback by his explosive outburst, I remained calm and collected and didn't escalate the situation further. I asked him whether he had enough time to do it, and he eased up a bit and explained that he had many projects where he had to participate on as well and just was a little rushed on everything. Eventually we all compromised and made accommodations to take over some of his obligations and responsibilities so we could finish it on time. And the next time I was paired with this person again on a project similar to this, although in a different class, he did an exemplary job. Give me an example of a time where you have led others. Personally, there have been many instances where I have helped lead others. The one that stands out most to me definitely were the times I spent my spare time volunteering to lead elementary school age children around and supervise them. On days off I wouldn't have school or holidays in which we had but the elementary schools didn't have. Basically, it was an opportunity to run a team all by those much younger in age than you. It is really a microcosm of the team environments we see in the business world today. I ran them through their daily routines such as washing hands en route to lunch, walking them back to classrooms after recess, waiting with them for their parents after school, and cleaning the classroom after them. I think I displayed outstanding servant leadership in that I interacted with them and didn't seek to use my authority to boss them around, but instead did the same things they did. I think the fact that I did the same things that they did really helped them connect with me on the personal level, and is part of which made this one of the most memorable times where I led others. Discuss something you have learned in class. For me, leadership is something that is hard to come by. With the multitude of Microsoft articles in the Wall Street Journal today, it's clear that a leader must have a very distinct set of values. With the exit of current CEO Steve Ballmer, Microsoft is without a leader, and with it, a clear direction to go is not evident. Recently, there was an editorial in the Wall Street Journal talking about how Microsoft is pursuing many different strategies, which one minute they're focusing on Windows, another on Nokia and mobile phones, another on the line of Surface tablets. Needless to say, they stated, not all of these are working very well for Microsoft. In my opinion, the lack of strong values is affecting them, and they are not thinking critically enough. One surefall of critical thinking is that those in charge do not always implement the conclusion of critical thinking, such as not implementing a plan due to the risk of not saving face. In this case, Microsoft decided to continue producing their Surface tablets despite poor sales. They recently introduced a tablet called the Surface RT tablet, which is the second generation with some upgraded specs, but it still looks the same on the outside. This occurred only weeks after Microsoft took a nearly $1 billion hit to their income stream related to unsold Surface inventory, and the fact that there is not much that distinguishes the Surface tablet and the Surface Tablet 2 results in the likely probability that it won't see any success at all. To me, it's every organization needs a leader, and that much is clear. But if the leader does not have concrete values, goals, and aspirations for the future, the organization is doomed to fail in the long run. What are some short-term goals you have set yourself, Peter? Some short-term goals I've set to myself include getting good grades, actively participating in student professional organization events, as well as networking with professional and current actuaries, as well as people outside the actuarial profession, such as risk management employees or compliance executives. Within the next year, short-term wise, I have a lot of things such as exams that I plan to pass. Actuaries must pass exams to become certified. While the old actuarial model tended to shy away from taking these exams while studying for an undergraduate degree, most modern college curriculums have embraced them and have integrated them into their curriculum. Each exam constitutes over 300 hours of out-of-class studying, as well as taking the corresponding classes at Temple. Over the next year, I plan to study and pass at least 1 to 2 of these exams, spending, at least 300 to 600 hours on such exams, out of a possible 10 or so. Furthermore, I see myself applying and acquiring an officer position in the Business Honor Student Association and potentially Gamma Iota Sigma, the actuarial science and risk management student professional organization here at Temple. Overall, as for in my later years at Temple, my goal is to foster my general professional business development. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? For the most part, I see myself still in the actuarial field. My 4-year class schedule that I laid out created for myself classes for 5 exams, as well as study hours for those. It's probably likely that I will obtain my actuarial fellowship shortly after leaving college, and I see myself in an accelerated development program that helps me develop my professional skills even further than what they are right now. I am very confident in my ability to succeed, and one reason why I'm applying for this position is that I believe it will bring me closer to these set goals. How would you describe your work style? My work style is one of methodical approach as well as detailed research. First off, I like to look at my task from the big picture. What do I have to do? What do I have to complete? What do I have to accomplish? And which tasks must be completed before moving on to other tasks? If you don't get the big picture, details are useless as you won't know where to put them. After I outline the big picture, I tend to delegate responsibilities to different members of my team, or if I'm by myself, I delegate responsibilities to myself and when to complete them. Finally, the last and perhaps most important thing I do is set a timeline for completion. Deadlines are something that absolutely cannot be missed under any circumstances. How does this position fit in with the career path you have envisioned for yourself? As a new student in a new study and profession that have relatively little knowledge of, I possess little experience and knowledge of the industry itself. It's in the experience I would gain from doing this job that would be the most rewarding to me. Furthermore, as a new student with little experience, it would be easier to develop me in the program, as I would not have a preconceived notion of what different things meant and what they represent. This helps avoid conflict that may be detrimental to the well-being of the work environment. The topic of actuarial exams is also one of importance to me. I've taken notice that your company provides many resources to its actuarial students to help study for tests and is frequently considered the best in the world at preparing its employees for these tests. But it's not just what your company can provide to me, it's what I can bring to yours. The game is changing all across the insurance industry, and from the Affordable Care Act to record hurricane season, insurance is evolving more than ever. Companies need people from the younger generation like us who can help continue revolutionizing the insurance industry.